Speak up, Mr. Webb. Mr. Webb. Mr. Webb.
Yeah. Yo, shalom, Israel. Today's video going to be about the dysfunction in the American black woman. I have a question. And the question is, why is black women the least to be married in America? Out of all the nations, all the heathen nations as well, why is black woman the least to get married and stay married? So you telling me the best looking woman on the planet can't find a black man to be her husband? Can't find a man to protect her throughout the days of her life? A provider? Can't find a man that will mold her? Can't find a man to teach her? And can't find a man to grow old with her? Is that what's really going on? If so, then why? I'm going to speak on the behalf of the strong, non-effeminate, righteous man. The man want a woman that represents him. A man want a woman that kind of think like him as far as money-wise, family-wise, religion-wise. A lot of our black women are disrespectful. They have nothing to offer. They want more from a man than she wants to give. They have no nurturing skills, sassy attitudes, doesn't know how to save or multiply money. The amount of money black women give to the white man is enough to rebuild Black Wall Street. From the nails to the hair to the homosexual designers. And that's just a few of many. No black man wants that unless he's a beta male that will settle for anything. So where does this hatred towards black men come from? Maybe we should start there. Why are black men and women enemies more than they are husband and wives? Have you ever thought about that? I mean, aside from slavery and our enemies separating us, and it's also prophecy in the Bible for disobeying God's laws, that he would put the man against the woman and a woman against the man. So it is a curse that we're living, that we have to break. Besides all that, a lot of our black women are raised without fathers. And that is where the lack of respect for black men and their hatred comes from. When a woman grows up with a father in her life, she knows how to take criticism. She knows how to take discipline. And she is also open to learn. The father will always be the better parent in the household. Always. That's no discussion. And if you want to ask how, well shit, just look around you in a black community. Fatherless households. And that's where the destruction begins. The father brings that discipline. He brings the structure and the order. Without a man in a household, there is none of that. And the white man knew exactly what he was doing when he took the black man out the household. That is why they're quicker to lock black men up, and Hispanic men up, and Native American men up, than to put them back in the homes where they belong. A cadet can't get turned into a Marine without a drill sergeant. So when that woman is raised without the ability to accept correction from a man within the home, they will reject correction from a man outside the home. One of black women's problems is accountability. Accountability, that is the word of the day. Our black women can't look in the mirror and take responsibility of their own actions and the actions of their peers. No man wants to share a home with a monster. And that is why over 70% of black women go unmarried, because they are looking for a husband but don't know how to be a wife. Being a wife is taught. You can't jump the broom and find out how to be a wife to a man. That have to be in you already. It has to be distilled in you from a very young age. I can't be a heart surgeon without learning how to be one first, or I might have a lot of lawsuits on my hand and also serve some jail time. How to be a wife, it is something that is learned from a very young age. And we teach our women to be everything else from a very young age. All this wickedness and shit. We teach them how to be a part of Babylon from a young age. Why not teach them some righteousness from a very young age? Teach them how to celebrate birthdays and Christmas and teach them about money and all this stuff from a very young age. Guess what? You teach a black woman how to be a wife. You teach a black woman how to be a righteous woman at a young age. And guess what? She won't have no problem finding a husband, a righteous husband at that. Titus 2:3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young woman to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste keepers at home, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. The mother that is a wife already is supposed to teach the daughters how to be wives themselves. You know why these mothers can't teach daughters how to be wives? Because they never been a wife. They never been married. They just been a single, lonely woman with kids. A lot of our women became female tarantulas. After she mates with the male tarantula, she kills them. So she got what she want off the deal. Then after that, she kills the male. And that's exactly what happens with our relationships. After this black woman, after Hispanic woman, they get the kid. To hell with the man. Put him on child support, call the cops, get him locked up. They got a kid out the deal. That's all they wanted. Shit, half of them don't know how to take care of their damn kids. I don't know why you have them in the first place. So back to the topic. So now we have all these non-wife material women having children and is incompetent to raising a daughter to be a wife. And the cycle repeats itself. The cycle will always repeat itself until that cycle is broken. Nowadays, the black woman will put a career or a degree over a marriage or a man. If you ask a black woman, what does she bring to a relationship? Or why should a man choose her? 95% of the time, the answer is going to be the same. They talk about how they bring their degree and their career. Men don't care about your degree. They want to know if you're fit to be a mother and raise their children. Can you fulfill wifely duties, such as cook, clean, and take care of the household? Are you cooperative and submissive? No man want to come home and argue with a woman every day. That's not a wife. That's a monster. Black women want to compete with a man instead of being subservient to a man. That's real heavy right there. I'm going to say it again. Black woman is willing to compete with a black man than to be subservient to a black man. It's like we're rivals. You know, all that shit a black man have to put up with in America. And he have to come home to a woman that want to argue about nothing. That is why the bars are filled every night. Because it's filled with men that don't want to go home to their wives. And if they do have to go home, they want to go home a little tipsy. A lot of our black women have threw away how God told them to be as a woman and a wife. And they have adopted this European feminist ideology, their way of thought, how they carry themselves, how they act, it doesn't correspond with the Bible. But they'll sit there all day and tell you about this personal relationship they have with God. Like he's in their bed every night. Let me ask y'all a question. Why don't you see Asian, East Indian, or Arab women having a hard time finding a husband? Well, first off, they have their own land and government. They have their own culture. It was never destroyed. It was never conquered by another nation. And the man was never put against the woman, and the woman was never put against the man. Most of them don't live by American ideologies. They don't even support America. They don't vote. They don't celebrate American holidays. They have their own culture. They was never bought here as slaves. They was never mentally and physically destroyed like the black man and black woman was. They had mothers in the home teaching the daughters how to be wives without interference from the white man. Meanwhile, the black woman is taught by America that she can do whatever she wants, that being single and a whore is honorable. But you don't see that being pushed on any other nation but our women. Why is that? This is why the man have to be the head of the household. Because he bring that order and structure. Without the man being in that household, you can manipulate that woman. She have no defense. She have no protection, no structure. That man in that household, that black man in that household, is that fence. He's that structure. So that's why our enemy had to divide and conquer. He had to get the black man out the way so he can manipulate the black woman mind. And that's just what he did. And that's just what you're seeing right now in 2021. And you're going to keep seeing it until our people come back and serve the Lord. I'm going to read you guys something that they used back in the day as far as breeding us like animals and destroying us. It's called the nigger marriage. We breed 2 nigger males with 2 nigger females. Then we take the nigger males away from them and keep them moving and working. Say one nigger female bears a nigger female and the other bears a nigger male. Both nigger females being without influence of the nigger male image, frozen with an independent psychology, will raise their offspring into reverse positions. The one with the female offspring would teach her to be like herself, independent and negotiable. The one with the nigger male offspring, she being frozen with subconscious fear for his life, will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak, but physically strong. In other words, body over mind. Now, in a few years, when these 2 offsprings become fertile for early reproduction, we will mate and breed them and continue the cycle. This is good, sound, and long-range comprehensive planning. So by listening and reading that letter that I just read, that was a part of the, Willie Lynch letters. What does that tell you today in 2021? Fast forward, what do you see? You see the same thing. You see the effects. You see the black man taken out the home. That the black woman can't get any help from the government unless that black man is kicked out their home. And now that black woman is left to raise her sons and daughters with no help of the black man. It's not a conspiracy. The white man took the weaker vessel and put it over the stronger vessel. The white man went from dragging the black man out the homes and lynching them in front of the families to setting up homes and programs that forfeit black man being present. Black woman, how can you say Black Lives Matter and you help put black men behind bars They build the prisons for black men and boys, Hispanic men and boys, Native Americans. They think they building them for their own people? No. And you help play a big part in incarcerating black bodies, but walk around talking about Black Lives Matter. Do they really? A lot of men is in jail right now because some woman called and put false charges on them or made false claims for whatever reason. How can Black Lives Matter if we having 300,000 abortions of black babies a year? Do they really matter? Our enemy is putting us against each other. And he's sitting back laughing as his plan, is coming along. It's coming together. We're so destroyed from a lack of knowledge that we can't even see that. The easiest group to manipulate is black people. It's just so easy to manipulate us. Just smile and wave, that's all. The Bible said a woman will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Not 30 days, not a year, not 5 years. It said all the days of her life. Ecclesiasticus 26, 1-3. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. Y'all better stop looking forward to these white man vows, because you won't find that in the Bible. You want to find your vows? Go read the Bible. Go follow the commandments. That's your vows. Because we all know American vows is nothing but BS. Now, everybody know America Agenda, aka the New Babylon, wants to effeminize the black man. That's no secret. The only black man America respect is the homosexual man or the coons. Those are the only two type of men, black men, that America respect. The only ones you'll see on TV. You won't see no strong black man because that's the image they don't want. That's the image they'll be quick to tear down. They fear everything about us because we are the gods of the earth. And they know that we are superior. So being that they rule this country and that they're in rulership, they have to do everything in their power to emasculate us and keep us powerless as men. One way was putting the black woman over us and against us. And it worked. I mean, we read the letters. We read the Willie Lynch letters. Still going on today. A black man can't even have an opinion on how a black woman should act or conduct herself without backlash or controversy. The black man don't even have the power of an opinion. Ain't that something? That's sad. This is how much the black man is deprived as authority in the society. This is how much our power been stripped from us. But let me tell you something. The same black woman would go to work and jump through hoops for the white managers. The roles should be reversed. You should give your man the utmost respect and look down on your enemy. You shouldn't look down on your man and give your enemy more respect than you give him. That's backwards. No other race of woman give another nation more respect than they do their own man. Maybe in certain situations, but in general, you would not find that. Except our people. A black woman respects the slave master more than she do the black man. And it was taught to her ever since slavery. That's the way they planned it decades ago. They wanted to strip all that respect she had for the black man and give it to them. The fact of the matter is, black people are one of the most broken and dysfunctional groups in America. And that plays a big part in the relationships between man and woman. You can't come together with someone unless you fix yourself first. You got two broken people in a relationship, it's not going to work. We are the Lord's people, and we have to come back and serve him the way we was never taught. Then guess what? He'll bless us with a righteous wife or husband. Our black woman out here looking for a guy that's got money. Okay, so that man got money, so what? Who said that man is not going to be a woman beater? That he's not going to be a womanizer? That he's not going to leave you? We got our women out here just are raised to be straight whores. Just looking for a man with some money. Money don't build a marriage, and it definitely don't keep a marriage. So if somebody get married off of money, then that's just who they are. And then when that money's gone, they're going to be gone. Israel, it's time to wake up.
Wake up, Mr. West! Mr. West! Mr. West!
Yeah.